You know, my favorite thing about fishing and what makes it unique from anything else, it's the only sport in the world you ask a live animal to actively choose to participate for you to be successful. No matter what we do, they have to choose to eat. We can't force it.
In Charleston, South Carolina, there are plenty of options for the summer redfish to choose from. How's that for Southern hospitality?
Yeah!
Man, they are pretty.
Never gets old. Oh, no, 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 no! Get out of the rock! Ooh. This is a red, it's a big boy. What they'll do is they'll come in and then stop, feed, move on, and then you'll get kind of the next wave. So a lot of times our bites will come in waves. This ain't hard. You just throw it down, keep her semi-tight.
You mark them down towards the bottom like that.
Put a couple of seasoned anglers together and let the shop talk begin. On this trip, Captain Justin Carter of Redfin Charters has graciously planned a summer redfish bonanza for Sam Milazzo, an offshore captain and guide from Islamorada in the Florida Keys. Our location, Charleston, South Carolina, a city of islands roughly halfway between Savannah and Myrtle Beach, a town that has survived war, storms, flood, and fire to become the unofficial capital of Southern culture. Charleston is a relatively small town. The real population is below the surface, and it's mostly shrimp. South Carolina harvests 3 to 4 million pounds per year. At 15 shrimp per pound, you do the math. Commercial trawlers, center consoles, skiffs. In Chucktown, every boat is a shrimping boat.
This time of year, we've just come off the spawn for the bull reds, and after that happens, there's definitely a ramp up in the feeding pattern. They start feeding harder, the bait's starting to get ready to move. We saw the first signs of the mullet starting to push south. We saw the rays starting to move around again. These fish are getting ready to take advantage of this large food source that's getting ready to start moving through the area. Big fish, big fish. Stop, do not go over the rocks. Getting a couple of fish sitting up high on the rocks. Hooked up to a decent fish right now. Slammed it right as it rolled across the top. Good fish. That's the one we're looking for. Nice. One's got some good shoulders on him too. Beautiful fish.
Up next, the buffet of bull red bait options continues.
Just go ahead and throw straight out. And you get about a dozen on that one?
More.
They were definitely done.
What are these again?
Menhaden, bunker, pogies, depending on what part of the country you're in. So we call them menhaden, the Northeast calls them bunker, and Florida, where they get them, and the Gulf, they call them pogies. So we're setting up just outside of the main shipping channel for Charleston. The reds are kind of a series of humps we're fishing, and we're trying to fish the backside of these humps. And we're sitting on top of the hump right now, and we're trying to figure out which one of the two, whether they want live bait or cut bait today. Some days they show a preference, some days it doesn't matter, some days 10 ounces. There he is. Yeah! Oh, that's a good one. Beautiful fish. Never gets old. All right.
Redfish are found in the Atlantic, from New York to the Carolinas to the Florida Keys and around to the Gulf of Mexico. But it's primarily a southern fishery. In Charleston, they're caught everywhere and every which way. Grass flats, marshes, passes and channels, using live bait, cut bait, lures, and flies.
Welcome to the low country, brother.
That was good. Appreciate it. Man, they are pretty. Think she's good.
It's a big one right there. She got bit by a shark, I think. Get your nose in there. Ah.
Wow, that's a real one there.
God, the bite sucks, man.
It's terrible.
I'm sorry we had to come out here in the
All right,
slop.
we're gonna let you slide this one.
I appreciate it. That's the professional courtesy on that.
We just figured out he was hooked. Nice one.
Still to come, another spot, another strategy. This time, Sam and Justin battle the reds and the rocks.
Kind of turned him. Oh, God.
Don't mistake Charleston's good looks for weakness. These low-country redfish don't exactly roll out the red carpet.
My expectations, it turned out to be completely different, you know, with the jetties and the current and the deeper water. To be honest with you, heavier tackle. Those fish pull way harder than I thought they would. I mean, I got my butt kicked a couple times, especially on that light tackle. Why is he pulling so hard, dude? There's the other thing, too, that impressed me, just realizing how tough and hardy these fish are. I mean, you get them in, they got that bull head, you know, and it's just rock hard. Those scales, I mean, everything about them. The way we were catching them this time was up tight to those rocks, that rock jetty.
And they were in it. They weren't sitting off of it. They were sitting in it.
Yep. I started to realize the longer, you know, as the days went by and the more fish we caught, just how tough that fish really is.
Oh, no, 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 no.
That was pretty cool, man.
That was a big boy, too.
Yep. I can miss them with the best of them.
Get out of the rock. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
A beautiful fish, what we're looking for. Hopefully we can get a few more of these and get that bull for you. But I'm gonna get her back in the water. A pretty fish. Should be all right. Probably take off pretty quick. There she goes. All right, let's do it again. There you go. Here he comes. There she goes.
Yeah. They do pull harder than I thought they would, really. I mean, they're tough fish, especially on that light tackle. They're a lot of fun, man. Cool, man. All right.
One more day to make a great fishing trip even better.
See you, buddy. Mr. Croaker.
Having watched and learned, our transplant Sam offers up a fresh tactic: live croakers. Naturally inclined to swim to the bottom, the bait fish find themselves eyeball to eyeball with hungry reds.
One of the things I was hoping to get was not only to show you something, but was for you to take something that you do or you've done back home and bring it here and teach me something. And I learned something pretty cool. You know, the techniques weren't off from what I do, but the bait was.
For me, it comes down to just being open-minded, you know. As soon as you close your mind off to a new strategy, or if you let arrogance get involved in it, you're just gonna stop learning, you know. You quit growing at that point. I'm not the best at everything. I make that clear to myself pretty much every day.
He is definitely on the other side of the rock.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky.
I'm over it.
Okay.
Good job. I got the leader right here.
Nice. That's a real one.
That one actually got a blue tail.
Really?
So that's from the iodine in their diet from eating crab and shrimp.
We're in them now.
Hey, here's to the croaker chokers.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Ready?
Ooh, that might be a better fish. And the last fish of the trip, an absolute tank. He did exactly what I had talked about. I told you, when we get that really, really big one, he's gonna give me 1 or 2 runs along those rocks. And that fish went out towards that channel, and then shoot, there's a shark coming. Now we've got a shark cruising in, and I just basically grabbed that spool, made sure the drag wasn't coming off before. It was like, get the net on this guy before he becomes, you know, that shark's next meal. But we got it in. That was a true, beautiful example of what a big, giant bull redfish was. And to get that bite, to get that size and quality fish, we had to go where they're at. They're in that thick, tough structure. Dude, this is the one we've been looking for a hot minute. We've broke off quite a few, and this time it worked out. I worked on my own for a long time, and now work with the guys at Redfin Charters, and we got a bunch of different guides who specialize in different things. And I certainly consider myself a good angler before I worked with them. But one of the neat things that I've found that by working with him and working with guys I trust, you know, your buddies on the water that are guides and stuff, you share information, but you always share like half-truths. You don't give them everything.
I do.
You share little half-truths. And with these guys, you know, we work together, we trust each other, and my evolution as an angler and as a captain, my skill set has grown so much faster, because what I may not be great at, one of the other guys is, and vice versa, and we share that knowledge, and I have become a much more well-rounded angler and captain because of it.
It is kind of like a family, a very competitive family, but
Very competitive.
you know, you have to love it. You got to really love it to stick with it, because it's a lot of work.
We're pretty sure Sam is going to bring some Southern hospitality back to the southernmost spot in America.
Down the road with my head hung, kicking dirt in the dust, back to where I came from to find the faith and trust. 'Cause there's nothing for me here, there's nothing for me. Now get me home to my love, just get me home to my love, just get me home to my love. Now get me home to my love.